Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give me a moment to make sure it's set up. Rumble's going. The YouTube thumbnail is up to date. Twitter is going. Good. Kick is going. And of course Twitch is going. Let me just check my other computer. Please give me another moment. And yep, looks like everything is good to go. So let's go get started. Got a handful of replays. Looks like I grabbed some replays were not exactly the right patch. A single patch I think I may need to chunk down and download it, but either way, let's go and get started. And a lot of Magmageddons. But there should be enough replays for tonight. See, there's 3 Magmageddons, 3 others. So let's start with a non-Magmageddon. Arabelle sounds like a 2v2. Let's also start with good old Infinity Isle. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Road 3 replay. Spawn bottom left side is the Magenta Empire with Alvin Trey, or Tay. Spawn top right side is the Blue Soviets. We have A&F. We got, of course, got a bear explorer on the field. Going with some bears. Up here we do have some dojo cores. He's going for, appears to be just 2 dojo cores. The refinery cores now being flowed on out. Bears pushing the way forward, eyeing to secure up this oil dirt. You could pack deploy one. I want to get the engineer out and then use the other one to crush the bears as start advancing. Oops, that is wrong button there. Still the wrong button. And I don't know the camera reset button. I think that's back to normal. I think, yeah, pan is right click, not middle mouse button. Each game is a little bit different. I always forget which one's which. Oil or refineries not being pulled on field. Got the first Mecha Bay now being pulled out. Refinery still being pulled out over here. And getting out some more wall segments and going for a fast sentry gun. Fast defensive sentry gun. He's eyeing to protect himself from the Mecha Tengu harassment. Forward deck has been cleaned by both players. He's still got a bear in the center of the map. He may get ran over by a hovering vehicle. He does get crushed by a hovering vehicle. Now I do have a burst drone right there. This Dojo Core is blowing on field. He is going to be eyeing to capture up that oil derrick. That's going to gun down this bear, and now the Mecha Tengu does transform. Burst drone over here. Garrison by probably a conscript, could be a flak trooper. And now do you have a Terror drone out on the field? Engineer trying to go for the capture. Does get the infect there, decides not to go for a kill on the engineer, decides to go for the infect instead. If he quickly reclaims it, takes the burst drone there. If he quickly reclaims the oil derrick, it does result in a bit of a loss there on resources. Does get the cash bounty there. Terror drone's gonna be eyeing to jump on top of that Imperial Warrior, but we do of course have a pair of Mega or Jet Tengus flying about. And we do got harassment here. The flak trooper inside does get killed off there. Does kill off the Terror drone as well. Eyeing from some snares there, trying to hit the core collector now. Trying to go for the kill with the other Mecha Tengu. Does get a snare onto it. Here comes the MCV. Does get a good crush there. Does actually see a bit of bullets there, I believe. And this one will get crushed as well. Does go through that opening and does have plenty of health to work with. Does not foresee the reduced movement speed health. This Mecha Tengu is now advancing from the sea. Air drones eyeing just a camp now where the initial harassment point may be at. And does get gunned down right there. Transform another harassment here. Sickle now being pulled on field. Got, of course, the 2 bullfrogs here, ready to engage the Jet Tengus. Does get some damage there. Ore collector trying to make his way out of the refinery line. He does. And honorable discharge is going to kill off the ore collector. Does take out the ore collector there. Sickle now being focused down. Ore collector already halfway built. He does take out Sickle there as well. Another Sickle now pulled on the field. Does get some good damage there. Receiving quite a bit of fire there. Conscript getting some damage on in. Does get the effect of this one. Want to focus on the other one, but the other one being infected. Get some hits there on the bullfrogs. And a Sickle likely will get killed off there. Does not take out the Mega Tengu. The Mega Tengu could go ahead and go back home to get some repairs. They got more Mega Tengus being pulled out field. He's not eyeing for tier 2 just yet. Empire MCV right there. Does pull out some forward wall segments. Now got the Jet Tengus flying down south. Bullfrogs here. Does gun down that wounded Mecha Tengu. Then Tengu's pushing way forward. Trying to get a good engagement. We'll find some harassment there. Receive a lot of damage there, so make it so the Sickle can quickly kill it off. Does get a cash bounty there. Mecha Tengu's now advancing onto the land. And does pull out some wall segments here as well. Does get some damage on the ore collector there. Another harassment coming on in. There's constant harassment of the Soviet line. Unable to pull out another refinery just yet. Ore collector seen a bit of fire there. He's low in credits, having trouble pulling out these wall segments. This current time, he just made me get a hammer tank to deal with these Mecha Tengus. He has plenty of bullfrogs. He does have a super reactor. There's the hammer tank. Sickle still receiving quite a bit of damage there. Sickle's a durable, powerful unit, but of course can't get easily focused down. Here comes the cannon shots. It does not get the kill there with a fraction of a health remaining. Maybe literally at 0 health. I'm not sure if this units in this game can survive at 0 health. Ore collector now being retested online, going for a crusher crane there. We go for a barracks here to reclaim this oil derrick. Do now have a mainframe core being pulled on the field. No naval dockyard, going for a 4th expansion. Soviet players still on 2 base. They got a Mecha Tengu there. There may have been that wounded one. Crusher crane now deployed on the field. And this ore collector, I'm not sure what it's doing, but can retask online now. We'll get some repairs. This Mecha Tengu will see a bit of fire there. Sentry gun still going up. Could use the dispenser to go along with him. And now here comes the ore refinery going on, being deployed. He'll still be very far behind economy. Another power generator. Is this H being teched up? I think that's being teched up. Still need to get the Mecha Bay upgrade, not the breakthrough, but I think the Dojo Core is upgrading. He's going straight for a Yuriko. Yes, it's been teched up. We could see Dojo Breakthrough. I believe that's Dojo Breakthrough. Too slow to be a Shinobi. How fast does a Shinobi even build? Either way. Conscript does against the garrison there. Very nice. But looks like we're going to see either Rocket Angels or Yuriko. Yuriko, daughter of Yuri, is definitely much better than Rocket Angels. Rocket Angels are not good whatsoever. Especially versus bullfrogs, they stack up too much, so the AoE damage from bullfrogs do a little bit extra more damage there. Does play a defense drone there in order to keep his ore collector collecting, as well as get them on these Mecha Tengus. And the conscript does go down. Garrison's been cleaned up. Engineer capturing up this oil derrick. Sells off the barracks immediately. You got a line of walls from both players, so maybe a hole there. That doesn't look like a very well placed wall. And now I do have the construction yard to one of you. Another conscript being sent on forward, primarily for scouting. He does get some good damage there onto the conscript, taking him out. Bullfrogs here, twin blade deployed on the field, and there's the Yuriko Omega. Yuriko on the field, able to quickly take out any of the ground forces, or air forces that the Soviet player has. The Empire player also now has a wave force artillery to support Yuriko. There's a lot of wall segments there that can hold back Yuriko for quite a bit of time, but the Wave Force Artillery does do collateral damage. You need to make sure the target on the back line wall segments there, and we'll cleave through an entire amount of walls. Now he's starting to push on forward. He's targeting one of the back walls now. We'll be able to get a pretty good cleave through them. Gets directly there on the MCV. Now there's a breach there for Yuriko. Some Rock Angels could be useful. Twin Blades pushing forward, gets good harassment there on the naval expansion. Does not take it out there. Big mistake. Send back to Twin Blades there. Construction Yard are now seeing massive fire. Now do have a Sea-Wing deployed on the field for anti-aircraft purposes. Very nice. Bullfrogs cannot engage it, so that will be a good item to protect against these Twin Blades. Eyeing for a shot on the MCV. Does escape on the MCV. Could push back to the Crusher Crane to get some repairs, but just keeping on the front line. And now do have a good engagement there. Yuriko does not get a grab onto these Twin Blades, but of course these will be gunned down by the lack of Bullfrog Twin Blades. Does take out all the Twin Blades there. May lose all those Mecha Tengus or Jet Tengus, but of course that is very cost effective. Twin Blades are not cheap. Tank Bus applying an aggressive move there, can slowly cleave through all these walls. Need some collateral damage there. And now, is that Desolate Airstrike? That may be Desolate Airstrike. Yuriko's not getting out of there quick enough. But does grab there, and does get Yuriko melted there, and she did not grab the Desolator aircraft to kill it off. Pretty sure she can instantly snipe it. Blade now hitting the Ore Collector. The Striker VX is seeing a bit of fire there as well. Royal Derrick is starting to go on down. Ore Collector here is seeing a bit of fire. He has 2 naval yards here. Empire is going for a quite gritty eco play. Could use another Sea-Wing here, but I don't think he has a... He does actually have the first level docks. Sea-Wing right there. Could be sent up here to help protect this region. Another Yuriko or Mega now deployed on the field. Will take a bit of time to cleave through these walls. Can Yuriko not hit walls? Guess not. Conscripts getting some small arms fire there. Does manage to sneak on through. Does take time to destroy that Hammer Tank there, going for the ore refinery. Hammer Tank still alive. And now picking up the Terror Drone. This Yuriko is not exactly being well microed there. Hammer Tank getting some good damage there. Gets taken out by a Terror Drone. Twin Blades push does get a good kill there. This Ore Collector has been rebuilt. Now the Twin Blades eyeing for this naval expansion. Not rebuilding the Ore Collector there. NCV pushing forward. I think you've seen a lot of repairs from that Crusher Crane. Something got crushed there as well. I think that Hammer Tank may have been crushed there because there's a fresh Terror Drone on its corpse. And now we've got the Ore Refinery. Does go down there. And now these tank buses are being picked off there. You now have this Defender Corps deployed on the field. Megs and Twin Blades advances forward. Barracks deploys on another Yuriko Omega. And now the Twin Blades do get forced back through the Striker VXs. Wave Force Artillery may just want to back out the region. Got these Striker Sea-Wing here. About to focus on the Sea-Wing, going straight for the Harvester there. Takes out the Harvester. And does not take out any of these Twin Blades. Good enough. A couple of them are elite, one's veteran. Striker VX here does avoid the Striker VXs, does receive a bit of a volley there on the elite one. Maybe try an eye for here, but do you have Defender Corps? Does get some damage here, does reverse move a couple of them out the arc, does lose one of them, the veteran one. One of the elite ones have turned fully heroic, may want to fall back to the Crush Crane to get some repairs. I hear another airstrike, was another Desolate airstrike likely. Which will force us opponent back once again. Desolate aircraft does go down. Now the civilian structure now is under siege. Ore deck has been destroyed. This one's still up and going. And you got a good number of twin blades here. Couple one's still damaged. The Hurricane's not fully healed. Makes here for escort as well. Now do have these twin blades eyeing for another advance there. Could focus down some of these units. Makes does take out that Mecha Tengu. Defender core does go down. Does lose one twin blades. Another twin blade does go down there. Takes out the Jet Tengu. Now the refinery is under full siege. And he saw the Yuriko with the walls there. You can use, of course, the Wave Force Artillery to get some collateral damage there. Does take out the refinery. 2 Sea Wings are now there. And now there's a breach there. Striker VX is charging forward with some tank busters. Yuriko is in the back. Wave Force Artillery trying to gauge on it. Does get a good volley there onto the Wave Force Artillery taking out. Needs to hit that Yuriko Mega. Push back on in. Yuriko Mega does get the kill down the MCV, but does lose the majority of those twin blades. At least half of them. Got a good number of Bullfrogs here to engage those Striker VXs. Takes out a Chopper VX. Now I got these tank busters pushing forward. Gains good damage to the Orc. It does up armor. Twin blades now advancing. Takes out the tank busters immediately, and the Imperial Warriors do go down as well. Maybe a good idea to force fire the ground to unload and reload those missiles. Another refinery core can forward over here. There's still 12,000 credits left on this ore node. Though this ore refinery could get picked off there. He does spot the ore refinery there. Does fire off some missiles there. Gets severe damage. Doesn't take it out. Twin blades escapes out of there as well. And there was nothing to stop the terror drone. May get the kill there. Oh, so close. Definitely worth a shot. That was a great play by the Soviet, just was not quick enough. Does get another terror drone right there. The ore refinery is getting repaired up. That will also save them some credits of not losing the ore refinery. May want to push more down south. May want to transform one of these guys to take out that terror drone. Soviet naval expansion now pulled on the field, going for a Tesla coil there. I think that was a Sea Wing. The Tesla coil will engage the submerged Sea Wings and submerged Yari mini subs. Over here, we now got the twin blades advance forward. Let's get a good shot there onto that power generator. And this refinery does go down. Yuriko Omega redeployed. Veteran C1 now. Good number of terror drones. They could potentially sight Yuriko Omega. Does get some infects there. Takes out, get 3 infections. Twin blades see a bit of fire. There's a lot of anti-aircraft here to escort Yuriko Omega. Yuriko's now eyeing for the refinery. Takes out the refinery there. Now she's fully heroic. Takes out the Meg as well. Twin blades now diving on the Yuriko. Yuriko does go down. Does take out the airfield, but now these Striker VXs could transform. Let's pick off one of them. Can't really move around with it. The infection takes him out manually. Makes now push way forward. Does get some kills there. And there goes all those Chopper VXs. Got some Sea Wings here for defense. Tesla coil was canceled. There's 2 ore collectors here. They need to be untasked. One needs to be tasked. One of them needs to be brushed. Does roll a miss there with the Ultra Torpedoes. Could potentially get some damage on these Sea Wings, the Akula sub there. And we do got a final voyage from the Akula sub. Another Yuri mini sub there. He can use final voyage to quickly pick it off. He does. Power generator does go down. Does not knock in the low power there. This has been retasked. He does bring back the healthier one. Also refineries is up and going. Doesn't have this top expansion anymore. Just now advancing forward, this time with a bunch of Striker VXs and a Wave Force Artillery. Barracks is down, so there's no more Yurikos. Alright, focus on these Striker Defender cores. Let's take it out quickly. Let's take out that airfield. Takes out that ore collector as well. And here comes the Terror drones. Still is not really pull out a counter for these Terror drones. Getting all of them, multiple infections there. Wait, wasn't the Wave Force Artillery infected? I must be going crazy. Striker VXs more than getting infected there. Trying to hit the War Factory now. Let's get some good damage. That attack force has been cleaned up quite easily. Down south, we do have now fully heroic Dreadnought. It can use sacrificial launchers and get some health regen, but right now it's receiving quite a bit of damage from these Striker VX or Chopper VXs. Doesn't have any MiGs out in the field to take them out. Going for a flak tower. There's a Bullfrogs, multiple Frogs, getting some good damage on the heroic one. That can, of course, heal himself up eventually. Maybe Arden probably eyeing for a Bullfrog now. And now he's trying to focus on the Mega Bay. Level 2 satellites, not level 3 satellites. Does get good damage there. Mecha Bay is almost going down. That is, of course, a very upgraded Mecha Bay there. Takes up the Mecha Bay. And we'll be falling back the rest of these Twin Blades. Does lose the heroic one. And now I do have, looks like Desolate Airstrike raining on in. That could destroy the Orc if he doesn't move around. Twin Blades seem a bit more damage there. Lord's now there severely wounded, and the Desolate Airstrike will take out the Orc Collector. Air drones apparently can affect submerged units. Very nice. We do now have these tank buster ambush. Takes out the War Factory. Could use a sickle, but doesn't have a sickle. Could use a Twin Blade to pop on up. Getting out Crusher Crane now. These are Striker VXs, not Twin Blades. Airfield does go down. Here comes the Twin Blades to quickly pick off these tank busters. On scope getting some damage as well, getting fully heroic, allowed to heal himself up. Now trying to focus on this Crusher Crane. Got these Bullfrogs, thanks for getting some big damage there onto these Chopper VXs. Does take out a couple of them there. Ooh, an honorable discharge blows up a couple of those Bullfrogs. Naginata, a cruiser now put on the field. Of course, it's infected. We of course have a Naginata cruiser to support out the Naginata cruiser. He does need to advance onto land. We've got these balloon bombs charging forward. He could select the balloon bomb to gauge the MCV. He does lose the MCV there. And blue bombs. That's definitely a level 2, maybe level 3 balloon bombs. And Soviet player does back up a game now. His Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. A little bit unusual replay, honestly. Not that button. Not that button. This button. And let's go ahead and go to a Magmageddon. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Road 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Cyan Empire, we have CG Blue. Spawn on the right side as the Blue Empire, we have ZD. And spawn as the Orange Empire, we have Rho ZXX. On the bottom left side as the Yellow Empire, we have Willy. Spawn on the left side as the Red Allies, if it's not Empire, we have Grandpa. And spawn on the top left side as the Green Not Empire, we have General. We do have, looks like a couple Dojo cores advancing over here, not a big surprise. We got some doggos now deployed on the field. Trying to keep that oil derrick secure for America. After all, it's oil. We do have multiple ore refineries here, going for triple expansion first. Blue is. Cyan and Yellow now going to be gauging out at close range. We do, of course, have this one deployed out a little bit closer. Got the... looks like Impure Warrior. I don't believe that's a engineer. Nothing being pulled out here. Is a bit worried about this Dojo Core shaking its booty in front of the Dojo Core. Thinkbuster is trying to stop these Dojo Cores from its forward. Does do some good dodge there, and does go down to honorable discharge. Doggo does get killed off there by the Impure Warrior, making the ATF proud, and the engineer does capture up the Oro Derrick. This one's been cleaned up by green. Orange not going to try to take a swipe at it. This one's been cleaned up by orange. This one's been cleaned up by red. This one's cleaned up by nobody, and this one is cleaned up by nobody. Cyan does claim this Oil Derrick. Yellow's Dojo Core was not successful. We do have a incomplete wall segment there. Looks like this one was destroyed, actually, not sold off. The shields are up, preventing these bonsai charge from slicing up those Imperial Warriors. And now we do have these Imperial Warriors and Tank Busters there. Does get both of those Imperial Warriors there with a bonsai charge. He could potentially get this last one killed off as well. Nope, does the bonsai charge and the last one, and does shoot him in the face. Red right now has a bunch of Peacekeepers here with shields. Very peaceful. I do not have these. He's really trying to stop that Dojo Core from going up. As you see a bit of fire there. Got multiple Mecha Tengus now engaging it. Up north we do have Orange now ready to shoot down the Oil Derrick with shotguns. The very American thing to do. Blowing up stuff with shotguns. Over here, we got multiple multi-gunner turrets deployed out by the left team, using the radius around the Dojo Core there. Ore Collector gains good damage there, does take out one of his pursuers, but the other one does kill him off. This one's now trying to run away. Got some, of course, got the Mecha Bay here for repairs. Does lose some wall segments there. His teammate's trying to pull out some walls to assist his teammate. Mecha Bay has feeding there. There's 3 multi-gunner turrets here that can be very hard to deal with. Doesn't have access to tsunami tanks at the moment. His teammates may need to bring down some tsunami tanks to help him out. Orange is doing that. Red here has these Imperial Peacekeepers there. Cyan's starting to harass Yellow's economy. Yellow's now trying to capture that Oil Derrick, and this one has been claimed. I think Cyan may have was the first to claim it, so he did get a cash refund on this engineer. Mecha Bay still up and going for more wall segments there. Taking out a number of these wall segments there. Tsunami Tank's now charging forward. Need to focus on these multi-gunner turrets one at a time. That one does go down. This one does get some damage. It does take out this ore refinery. Mecha Bay does go down. Blue just may need to abandon this region. He does have this refinery still up here. He has some Mecha Tengus as well. More wall segments going up. He's trying to keep this ore refinery alive. Got a doggy spotting the Oil Derrick. There's a lot of multi-gun turrets here. Orange is trying to support his teammate, not retaliating against green. Blue is now trying to retaliate against red. Does have 2 power generators there. And yellow is trying to reestablish his front line and his back line. Does lose the ore refinery there. Ore Collector trying to slowly crawl away. Power generator now being pulled on out. He still may just want to pack up the MCV and abandon this region. He does have some economy going. Could try eyeing to center expansions. Something went down there. Tsunami takes advance forward, does take out Green's Oil Derrick. He's now eyeing for a counterattack. Cyan has a sizable force here, denying the recapture of that Oil Derrick. We'll find some Imperial Warriors here. We'll see some Vindicator bomb runs. Does take out that one. Now got these Mecha Tengus trying to find another engagement. Do have the MCV packing on up. Yellow's not in a great position. Has 0 refineries. He's out of credits. Yellow needs to sell off. Yellow may just want to sell off what he can and maybe hopefully get out another refinery somewhere else on the map. But I think Yellow's knocked out of the game. Blue is crippled. That's actually Blue's MCV right there. Blues, I believe, has knocked out a game. Does have another ore refinery up here. And an instant dojo. He's going only infantry. Sells off that power generator. So now he has 2 refinery income, 1 unpowered instant dojo. Nope, he does decide to back out of the game, giving this infrastructure to his teammate, which is probably a good idea. His teammate could probably use that income a little bit more than he could. Up here, do now have green and red advancing forward. Got Striker VX here. Does pick off one of the cryocopters. Now trying to focus on the Striker VX there. And does freeze down the Mecha Bay. Orange could be knocked out of the game now. Does not have any sort of anti-aircraft. He needs more Striker VXs, and the Mecha Bay is frozen. Blues getting some good damage, or Science getting some good damage there onto Yellow. Yellow's basically knocked out of the game. Cyan does have a good amount of economy going. Orange. What is Orange planning? Is that Defender Corps? Trying to go for some Defender Corps, trying to put some more targets on the field. Take a bit of time. Peacekeepers trying to push them forward, trying to shatter these forces. With the Defender Corps still frozen, it'll take a bit of time for it to be deployed out, or still being built. It can easily be frozen. Needs to transform, not transforming, and does get frozen. And Striker VX has been unfrozen and shrunken.
Call for backup.
And here comes a Vindicator to take out the Mega Bay. Striker VX still trying to deal with these forces. Got a good number of Vindicators here. And Orange has a Vindicator, or not Vindicator, Improved Warrior there. Defender Corps may want to gun down these Peacekeepers first. Getting slowed down there. Takes out the Elite One. The other Elite One is alive. And these Mecha Tengus do get taken out. Orange has a Defender Corps there. Needs to get it transformed. Hit that Cryocopter. I don't see the Cryocopter anymore. Wait, those are Yellow's Mecha Tengus. So Yellow did actually come up here with his remaining 2 Mecha Tengus and get a capture there. And now Cyan is by himself versus 3 players, though Yellow just has this on the field. Yellow base has been knocked out of the game, but still has MCV alive, which actually is important. That allows him to bring his protocols. He could perhaps sell off the ore refinery, and then use a lot of his teammates to build off of the radius of his MCV, and then once they get that base established, he can just hide away his MCV in the corner or somewhere safe, and then get some additional and just start calling his protocols there. Mecha Tengu, Jet Tengu will escape on out of there. This is Yellow's last remaining unit. Now Cyan has a lot of economy coming in. It has at least 3 bases. Make that 4 bases at the moment. 5 bases. Does have a Hero Docks here. Red has 4. Green has just the 1. So green has been severely hurt. So right now their economy between all the players is actually pretty similar. It's just that Cyan has a lot of work ahead of him. This Mecha Tengu could fall back to a teammate's base to get repairs. Gonna fall back now. Green's eyeing for has a multi-gunner turret queued up. They still have a bit of multi-gunner turrets everywhere. Red is not advancing to Cyan's base. He's trying to let the green rebuild. That one does get rebuilt now. Got Cyan to point out a ore refiner here. Could be able to steal this point, but there will be easy turret drops there, and we know he has a turret already queued up. Speaking of which, there's the turret now put on the field. And the refiner core does see massive damage. It will go down very shortly. Big loss there by Cyan. Red's now advancing on forward. You have a Wave Force Tower deployed on the field. One of the rarest structures in the game. The only thing rarer than that's probably the Nanoswarm core. Mechatengu does go down there. It does have, of course, a lot of high technology here, including some King Oni. We got a crowd shot and crowd blast being pulled out here. Wave Force Tower has not been fully deployed there. Mechatank is now advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on in. Guardian Tank's falling on back. Got a line of Javelin troopers here, but they won't do much versus these Mechatengus. Guardian Tanks, however, do some significant amount of work. Does get the high technology research. Some tank buzzers in the mix as well. Trying to get some damage there with the Javelin troops. Not getting really focused down there. Nor honorable discharge on top of those Javelin troops there. Guardian Tanks are not pushing forward. He could pass easily crush through this area. He gets destruction there onto these tank buzzers there. Most of the tank buzzers are stuck up right there. Does all go down there. Titan's front line has been cracked. I go for more tower cores. These tower cores need to be back here. They're just going to be picked off one at a time. They can fire over wall segments like prism towers and Tesla coils, so you don't have to put them on the front line. You can put them behind some walls or build some walls around them. This force on advancing forward. Yellow's MCV receiving a bit of free repairs from his teammates. War Factory. You need to make sure this thing stays alive because it's his last remaining structure. I suppose he still has the dojo over here, but still needs to make sure it stays alive because he needs column protocols. But now it seems some fire there. May see a bull charge there, but I think he already uses bull rush. Now it's likely properly being pursuing the MCV there. The MCV now redeployed. Needs to make sure he destroys it out as soon as he can. Yellow does actually have oil derricks here, so he does have some income coming on in. Refinery or MCV starting going down. MCV does go down. Yellow is down to a single instant dojo there. May just want to back out of the game right now because he really can't provide much. He does get an engineer out. He's probably going to try for a sneaky engineer cap. King Oni now making their advance. Takes out the airfield there, and now the firing does go down as well. Drogon battleships finding some shore bombardment. Drinks one, destroys the other one. And the last one is starting to be frozen down. The airfields have seen quite a bit of damage there from the King Oni. Decided to pull out Cryo Blast there. Of course, with increased move speeds, able to move pretty quickly, except and does shrink that one down. Unable to kill it off just yet. Takes out that King Oni after it was totally frozen. The rest of these guys are going to be focused down. More of those indicators do go down. Jet Tango gets good damage there. Pursuing that Apollo there. Could go for the deck itself. King Oni still standing there. That one's still not frozen. And that airfield could have been destroyed a long time ago. Decided to jam that hydrofoil there, and now the Mechatank is trying to deal with the dolphin. Why did I say elephant? Drogon battleship now seeing some damage. Could use the ram maneuver onto the dolphin, I believe. Refinery does go down there. And that Mechatengu does get frozen there, does get crushed. That shrunken King Oni does get crushed. This heroic one could be crushed as well. He's full charging them. They just need to walk forward. And there we go. MCV does get another crush on King Oni. Wave Force Artillery gains some good damage. And it's unshrunken down King Oni. There we go. Does take it out by the heroic Wave Force Artillery. King Oni receiving some bombing runs now. Wave Force Artillery now frozen. Will be shattered by those Riptides. Does take out the airfield there. Now both these King Oni are now shrunken. Gets good damage there onto the power plant. One's been frozen, the other one will be frozen shortly. There's a lot of cryocopters here. Got this big swell of jet Tengus advancing forward, able to quickly overwhelm all these Apollos. They should be able to overwhelm the rest of these ground forces there. We'll find some more air forces there. Takes on the Apollo. There goes all of these cryocopters. We'll pursue them all the way back home. Red is low in power as well. Or no, the green's low in power. Trying to focus down some of these units. Trying to focus down the MCV now. We may see another turret drop. He's low on power, so unable to drop another turret there. Cryo getting up on field with the Emperor's Rage. Doesn't prevent them from really moving around all too much. Does save one of the Mechatankus there with his components of black hole armor. The rest of these guys are going to focus down. And right now, green is just down to an airfield. Does have a naval yard as well, so able to redeploy his MCV. And red still has his own MCV and does have a good amount of economy coming on in. So does green. Up here has an expansion here. So green has lost MCV. May want to sell some of these multi-gunner turrets there in order to get out another MCV.
The seas have been unmerciful.
Shogun battleship has been shrunken, now starting to be frozen down. Finds a broadside there onto the Riptide and does get its minimum range. Even though it's shrunken down, it does shrunk down the minimum range on the maximum range. Shogun battleships push way forward. We may see a broadside onto either the Dolphins or onto the Hydrofoil there, trying to bombard the naval yard. Indicators coming in for a bombing run there. Does miss opportunity, but these guys are really bunched up. Could have got some great Spanish damage there along with those Dolphins. One of the Shogun battleships do go down. Another Shogun battleship does go down as well. Got some more Shogun battleship shots there. Hydrofoil does go down there. Some of these Dolphins now are seeing some broadsides. And the Dolphins now getting some damage there onto that Shogun battleship. Up here, do got looks like another Cryogeddon, freezing down the majority of this force there, and he does get some great crushes all across the front line. Oh, I'm not playing, and these are just replays. I don't really do much tournament replays since a lot of those tournament replays they upload every single one of them, and majority of them are just simple, quick, not really super entertaining games to cast. Sorry, I just saw your Rumble comment. We do now have these Dolphins starting to go on down. The other Naginata cruiser is not really engaging. The other one could engage as well instead of dancing around in front of it. Got 3 Naginata cruisers that perhaps hit this naval force here and the Dolphins. But yeah, these are just regular replays that people submit at thegamesreplay.org. You now have this Apollo severely wounded, push way forward. Hydrofoil is now receiving some damage from these forces. And some broadsides as well. Does miss the Hydrofoil there. I think that time it got hit there. Another Hydrofoil there. Naginata cruiser now getting hit by a significant amount of Riptides. If he takes out the Hydrofoil there, needs to go for Final Voyage there. Does not get Final Voyage off. And here comes the Shogun battleship there. Does not use some ramming maneuvers there. Or ramming speed. There's ramming speed, getting 2 of them. And the third one, I believe, as well. Yeah, fully heroic Shogun battleship. This expansion starting getting receiving some fire there. We do have these Mechatengus now advancing on forward with some King Oni. Does set off that multi-gunner turret there. Oh, and I hear a tank buster surprise. We got some bomber runs there from that Vindicator. And this multi-gunner turret will be destroyed. Now their airfield's receiving some fire. Does ban an airfield in time. Red's MCV is pushed way forward. Maybe trying to get out of his way to C. I can think he's trying to get a good engagement there. And Cyan does have a Psionic Decimator now pulling on the field. Does go and body block the MCV there. Trying to keep it in range of the King Oni. And he can't crush naval units because you have to be on land to crush them. Let's get some damage there, taking out that boot camp there. Now this other airfield may go down with their hull on the deck. Yes, it does. Got a lot of Vindicators here. 5 Vindicators, not enough for all of them. This one's starting to get burned up a little bit since it's out of ammo with nowhere to land. Over here we do have this Riptide against some damage there onto the Shogun battleship. And Mechatangus do jump on in. We do have 3 heroic Vindicators there. All the point defense just wore off there as well. These Cryocopters there. Of course, getting some damage there. Hydrofoil getting some good anti-aircraft damage, now fully heroic. And now got the King Oni starting to get frozen down. Over here, do got some more King Oni and Mechatengus advancing on forward. We got these Nagadata cruisers. Could have linked up the Shogun battleship and start pushing the sea. There's a refinery core here getting gunned down by this Riptide, who's elite. And has him retasked off as well. Doesn't realize that he's actually engaged. Good charge attack there. Takes out the multi-gunner turret there. There's a good number of multi-gunner turrets here for defense. Red does have the NCV alive. Green, however, does have a naval yard, does have an MCV as well. Cryo again has been pulled field. Has not properly responded to it. We will get most of these all of the Mechatangus frozen. But there's nothing here to shatter them. Trying to bomb down these King Oni. Does kill the King Oni there. The heroic efficiency on these Vindicators doing some serious damage. And there is actually a vacuum blow, not vacuum blow, Psionic Decimator was deployed out somewhere. I'm not sure where though. I don't see an explosion mark there. It could have been deployed out at sea. Peacekeeper does go down there. Command hub now is a bit of fire. Another cryo again in there, and puts his almost puts Mechatangus into it again. Does get a bull rush there, and we see a massive bomber over there. So he's a command hub. Command hub does go down, but does get this refinery up in time. This ore collector does go down. Ore refinery right there. We've got multiple ore refineries all across the back line for Cyan. Green has a large force of mostly cryocopters, a couple hydrofoils, a couple riptides. Good job taking out some of these forces there. Does load up the multi-gunner turret there with a Peacekeeper cannon, full automatic shotgun. Takes out the tank buster as well. It pops on out. Very good micro there. Does take out that last Mechatengu. Up here, Science Forces find this naval expansion. Does take it out. More bomber runs coming from the Vindicators. Oh, 3 of them are heroic. The 4th one may be heroic by now. Naginata cruisers gained some great damage there. Just wasn't enough hydrofoils to lock down the weapons, and the cryocopters being all annihilated. Rangers lost his navy there. Still got this Riptide here. Does have an expansion here somehow. And Science infrastructure is starting to go on down. He does have MCV, does have 3 mecha bays. Green's MCV is now seeing quite a bit of fire there. It does have a pair of multi-colored turrets here. More bomber runs coming by red. Navy Yard for MCV will go down to honorable discharge. As these forces are backing on off, he may want to start eyeing bringing some protocols on top of this seaport, as this is going immediately for another MCV. And we've got another crowd getting pulled out over here. So I was off that power plant. Red does have the MCV out on land. No production structure at the moment, but does have decent income coming on in. This one still has 6,000 credits remaining. This one's depleted, and that one's depleted, so not as much income I first thought. We're seeing a bit of harassment as well. Looks like this Riptide's now falling back, still fully heroic. And he's already made something now pushing their way up north. Does have, of course, these 3 Naginata cruisers here to support them. We have, looks like, a multi-gun turret queued up as well. Yari mini subs pushing all the way over here, trying to harass this economy. Looks like one Naginata cruisers do go down, probably to these Vindicators. All 4 of them are heroic. This Yari mini sub's pretty wounded there, so may want to use a final voyage on it with it very soon. King Oni now basing on land, gains good damage on the economy. We have these Vindicators coming for a bomb run. We'll take out one of those Yari mini or King Oni. This refinery is depleted. Both of them are. Over here, Science and obviously a bit of AP aircraft fire as well. And it's like that somebody's been pulled out on the field. There it is. Takes out Red's MCV as well. I think he may have been splashed a little bit on some force there. We do now have a crowd getting people on field. Does freeze some of these tank busters. But Red is basically knocked out of the game at this point in time. Does take out some of these frozen units there, leaving just 1 remaining. And Red is ultimately knocked out of the game now. He may want to just back on off, so he gets all that infrastructure to his teammate. I'm not sure what Exevius is, and if I pronounced that correct. Naginata cruiser does get a kill there. Red's now low on power, which is very critical. And wait, I think Green backed the game. This is Red base, so Green backed out of the game to give all the infrastructure to Red. Another Naginata cruiser does go down there. This one's getting hit by more missile hits there as well. So Science Navy has been cleaned on up. An arcade game from the 80s. Yep, I'm not familiar with that one. Actually, I'm not really familiar with a lot of arcade games. Picks off a Imperial Warrior there. Over here, this expansion has been cleaned on up. Red right now has 2 expansions going. This one has 2,000 credits remaining. This one is, of course, depleted. But Red is scraping the bottom of the barrel. Sign has plenty of economy coming on in. At least from depleted stuff. Depleted. Ah, here we go. There's a good amount of credits. Yep, and definitely Sign has a much more credits there. Though a good number of these are, of course, depleted. but he still has more solid refineries as well. This one sells 2,500 credits as well. And Red cannot wait. After all, the more this game goes on, the quicker the Sonic Decimator will be available again. And right there is probably the best spot. A lot of multi-gun turrets here. If he takes out these power plants with a Sonic Decimator, he's going to have to set off every single one of these multi-gun turrets. Balloon bombs now raining on in. Probably fully upgraded balloon bombs, trying to get as much damage there. They do scatter it a little bit, so he's not really properly tasking these balloon bombs or tasking them whatsoever. Now they're being tasked, hitting the airfield. The airfield does go down, does lose one of the heroic Vindicators. I think that was just level 2 balloon bombs. Oh, the balloon bomb blowout is balloon bombs, balloon bomb blowout, and balloon bomb barrage, if I remember correctly. Red has a couple forces here. Cyan has been maintaining more expansions. Very, very good. And Cyan has the game. The longer the game goes on, better looks for Cyan. Let's get the airfare rebuilt. Still on pathetically low income. This is depleted. He has rebuilt this one here, which is depleted. Yep, and so now he has only 3 depleted refineries, which is not good. Hollow does go down. He'll start harassing this economy as well. We'll be able to take this out no problem. Over here, Shogun Battleship, Heroic 1, starting some short bombardment, taking out this refinery. And that refinery does go down as well. That would take out 2/3 of Red's economy. Shogun Battleship does go down to the Vindicators, however. And now we do have these jet tangos advancing up north. He could take that Prospector, go over the airfield, get it repaired up, and then deploy it to sell it off for as much credits as he can. And let's just go and fast forward. This game's pretty much over. I think Cyan's just waiting for another Sonic Decimator. We do have another Shogun Battleship advancing on forward. This time with a pretty sizable air escort. Does have this refinery up and going. This one's had hardly been touched, so it's 28,000 credits, and Red is back in the game now. It's ending great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yep, this old game, but still a pretty fun game to cast. See, that was this one here, so let's go on to Pool Party. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Runner 3 replay. Spawn on top left side as the red allies, we have Dutch Army. Spawn on the bottom left side as yellow allies, we have Everos 331. Spawn on the right side as the green Soviets, we have Green Alert. And as the blue Empire player, we have Tony Cruz. We got some Dojo cores being deployed on the field, eyeing to perhaps harass this Oreo Derek. This Oreo Derek is, of course, the easy one for blue to secure up. He does pull out that Dojo core nice and early. We got a bear advance on the left, so it's allies and allies versus Empire and Soviet. Got this doggo swimming around. This dog swimming around as well. And we do have this Oreo Derek not claim. The bears advance forward. The dog will get the bark off, so be easy picking for the dog. The dog eat bear world. This garrison only can support 1 unit there. The conscript does make it its home. Dojo Core does see a bit of fire there. He could take take time to set up right there in order to try to capture the oil derrick. Does clear out the garrison. The garrison has been reclaimed. And oh no, there's an Empire engineer. Sprints his way to the oil derrick. Luckily he is familiar with the 100-meter sprint. Dojo Corps does roll a miss there on trying to crush those peacekeepers. Green right now has a handful of conscripts in the center of the map, and there's only a single peacekeeper here. Dojo Corps now seeing some shotgun fire from the peacekeepers. Now we've got these peacekeeper eyeing for that garrison. Does laser lock down that oil derrick. Has not managed to get a profit from the Empire Riders. Were not able to get a profit from there. We got a Imperial engineer there. The dog does go down. So we've got these stun units. Bullfrogs can't engage those units. Yellow has a dog there, but that's his teammate, and does claim that oil derrick now. Wait, claim it or reclaim it? Huh. Down south, green still has his. Yellow still has his oil derrick. I got this challenge trains for. Does take out the burst drone on top of that Vindicator. Vindicator's coming for a bomb run somewhere. Does see a bit of bullfrog flak fire. Conscript engaging on Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper does go down. Over here, do have this Riptide Advance Forward. I think that was the one that's garrison. Got conscripts on a lot of these garrisons since they're cheap, and any sort of time you clear out the garrison with a that's garrisoned by a conscript, it's going to be cost effective for the Soviet player. Up north, we do have. Let's take out the garrison there. And looks like this tsunami tank is gunning down the dog, helping him with a cannon. Riptide's advancing on forward. We're seeing some conscript fire as well. You have these allied MCV in the middle of the map now. Empire MCV is charging forward as well. It does not get the crush there. There's at least one Peacekeeper in the back of that one, I believe. Mechatango is flying around. Soviet player is advancing forward with some bullfrogs and a stingray. Multiple stingrays now pull on a field, an unusual item, but in this case it could be very useful to help go across these ponds. Picks up the dog as well. Tsunami tank here to support out the stingray. Does get a bomber run there onto the ore collector. It does take 5 bombers to take out an ore collector. Does take 2 to take out stingrays. MCV advancing forward, trying to get some good crushes there on these Riptides. These forces are moving around down south as well. We've got these Riptides going back out to sea. We do have this MCV still dancing around the center of the map. Over here, we do have these Dolphins now making their way down south. Good damage down coming out on these Riptides. Trying to get these guys to stop moving around and stop moving around by being on the bottom seat. Does take out that ore collector there with the Dolphins, and now we do have this ore collector receiving quite a bit of damage there. Fresh Mechatango is now coming on forward. Does clean up these Dolphins. Up north, got this Riptide advance forward. This load up a bunch of Javelin troops there. We got Peacekeepers loaded up on this one as well. 5 Peacekeepers, 5 Javelin troops. Laser locking down the Mecha Bay. Mecha Bay now seeing massive amounts of damage. Does get destroyed, does get a bit of a small sell-off there. And now these Riptides are going to advance back out to sea. We got a multi-gun turret here. Yellow's creeping forward in the center of the map there. Let's capture this oil derrick as well. Trying to clear out this garrison. Starting things advancing forward. Got a good number of jet Tengus flying about. Twinblades now engaging as well, getting some sporadic damage. They're unable to deal with these Javelin troops. Receive quite a bit of damage from those Javelin troops as well. 2 of them are fully heroic. Empire MCV does pack on up, does get a roar off there, missing all the Javelin troops there. The now they're getting gunned down by these Twin Blades. Twin Blades now have free range over these ground forces. It'll take a bit of time to clear them all up. Empire MCV is about to go down. Does sell it off, or does get destroyed there. Single Riptide right there. Blues advancing forward, trying to get some damage on the red space as well. Green's now coming up here to support him. Blues making his way down south, trying to pursue these Vindicators. Let's get one of them shot down. And receive some javelin fire as well. Does get a little harassment there in the center of the map. You now have multiple multi-gun turret support there. Does splash down one, does take up the other one. And the prospector does go down there. Now it's going to go for the refinery itself. Our shopping pawn field does scatter in time with his bullfrogs. Motor gunner IFVs now getting some good damage on these Air Force. So Mechatango is trying to engage them. Does lose one, does lose one. Ore refinery has been sold off for a small amount of credits there. We do now have this multi-gunner turret now pulled on the field as well. Now we've got these guardian tanks now advancing the center of the map. We got these multi-gunner turrets there, getting some damage onto these forces. The prospector has been saved, but severely wounded. We're going to clean up these garrisons as well. Yale's advancing forward. Oh, that was a spy. A shame we didn't see a spy at work. Spies are incredibly rare, and sometimes they can be incredibly powerful. Vindicator does see a bit of damage there. I think one of the Vindicators may have been shot down. Yep, the first RTS technically was made by Ensemble Studios. Not Ensemble Studio. By Westwood Studios, the original creators of Command & Conquer. It was called Dune 2. And yes, the same universe as the more recent Dune media that's been coming out. We do now have the tsunami tank now firing away. Somebody got destroyed off over there. And does take out that ore prospector there. Up north, we do have these guardian tanks taking out ore collector. In the middle, we do have these multi-gunner IFVs fencing down south. Yellow's doing a good job of gunning through green space. Does destroy out the super reactor there. We do have these twin blades sort of just pressing the opponent's base. We have Vindicators here. Conscript does get taken out there. There's a lock onto the refinery. Up here, we do have the multi-gunner IFVs engaged in the airfield. It's not looking good for Team Right Side. One of the Team Right Side's back off the game. Blue is back off the game. Now it's just leaving green. Blazlocks do come on in, trying to get all the Soviet infrastructure. Another twin blade quad view, and green is back in the game now. This is Andy Green saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. A little bit of a chaotic mess, honestly. And it was definitely in favor of the Allies. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Round 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Orange Empire, we have Get Wrecked. Spawn on the right side as the Yellow Allies, we have Air 404. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Cyan Empire of Boondock Saint. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Magenta Empire, we have 25 Delta. Spawn on the left side as the Green Allies, we have Aladdin 24. Spawn on the top left side as the Blue Soviets, we have THC Sniper. Howdy, I just saw your YouTube comments. We do now have these Dojo Corps advancing forward in the center of the map, trying to claim up this oil derrick. This Dojo Corps is sitting up near this oil derrick. We got some bears making their way out to sea. A sea bear attack. What's up? Dojo Corps now being set on up, trying to collect up some of this oil. Bear heading down south. Howdy. Got the dogs advancing next to each other. More dogs. Yellow's dog will escape on through. This Dojo Corps is trying to get some damage, trying to run over some of these Imperial warriors. Does go down there to the Tank Buster. We got Orange's Dojo Core here trying to crush these bears. Does get to the bears there. Imperial Warrior gets a bonsai charge, slicing through these flak troopers. And does take out the bear in mutual destruction there. Does get some severe damage onto the bear. Does not take out the bear. Over here, we do have these dogs now in the sea. Over here, we do got a sea dog. And Dojo Core looks like it has been sold off there. Got yellow doggy there. Another doggy there. And Magenta has maintained securing that oil derrick. Nobody's captured this oil derrick just yet, so Blue maybe I need to recapture it now. Something got killed off over here. I'm not so sure what it was. I've got a big wave of peacekeepers there. Imperial Warriors advancing forward. Does get some good damage there onto that Imperial Warrior. We do have, looks like these oil derricks are seeing a bit of fire. Sorry, your comment's a little bit incomplete. What do you, you only have 5 subs? You now have the Imperial Warrior now seeing a bit of fire. Does go down to the Peacekeepers. Dog does get killed off there, making the ATF proud. Black Trooper inside of the ore refinery line. This ore collector now seeing a bit of fire there. Does have some Black Troopers in this region. Has maintained capture, or has captured up the oil derrick there. I think that Dojo Core went down there. Your warrior over here. And now do have these Mecha Tengus receiving damage there. Being infected as well. Do now have the sickle dumping on way, voiding the honorable discharge, and the ore collector has been retasked on the line. Do now have these tank busters here. There is a sudden transport there, which suddenly makes its escape. Mecha Tank is trying to pursue. That is, of course, a Magenta unit, I believe. Not a Cyan unit. You got these paws moving around. You got these Jet Tangus flying about. Over here, we've got the dog going on down. That's all of these wall segments there. We do now have the ore collector receiving a bit of fire there. Multi-gun turret setting on up. Does get a bit of honorable discharge there. The Tengu falling back, receive it. Damage does go down to the fresh bullfrog. That Tengu's advancing on north. This is still the sudden transport. Yeah, I got this ore refinery core there. Does get ambushed there. Receiving massive amounts of fire. Needs to focus on the ore refinery core. Does take it out there. Get out these tank busters push way forward. Just get some good damage there onto these Mecha Tengus there. We do have the MCV moving around. Over here we do now have the Jet Tengus flying down south or that way. We do now got the tank busters and Sickle trying to stop this Dojo from blowing out a engineer. Sickle does jump away, very nice. Tank, Hammer Tank trying to go for crush there. We do have him right in front of the treads of the Imperial Engineer. Does not get it stopped there. Does capture the oil derrick. He could quickly focus down the oil derrick there. If he kills off the oil derrick, they won't receive much income from it. It'll still be a net loss. And these tank busters will take out that hammer tank there. Getting a number of tank busters here for defense. Up here we do have the Apollos. We're seeing a bit of fire there. We do have these Jet Tengus flying about. Over here we got these Imperial Warriors along the line. Down south we got this Wood-gun turret setting on up. And we got the, it looks like 3 Apollos, 1 Vindicator there. We got the, looks like this Mecha Tengu has been infected there. Does focus it down there, destroying the Terror drone inside. And now we have an airfield here, which will allow him to repair up his teammates' ore collector there. Unusual way to detect it, but that's one way. Bear does not get a roar off there. Flak troop or console advance forward. You get easily gunned down. Throws a Molotov, not exactly that effective. And the Dojo Core does go down there. Hammer Tank's seeing a bit of fire there. Bear being dropped on in. Doesn't get any roars off there. And now these Tank Busters going to be camped by a bear. He's ready to need their helmet hats. Mecha Tank is being focused down. And those are Mecha Tengus, not sudden transports. I don't know why I was thinking of sudden transports for a moment. Apollo's now making their way down south. Got a bit of damage there. Now got these Apollos flying back home. Over here we do have conscript seeing a bit of fire there. We do have this Soviet engineer that does get inside the Bullfrog. Maybe we just want to launch it over here. That Bullfrog's quite damaged. Bear's being focused down there. You could probably destroy some of these walls and with a multi-gun turret for the time being. In the middle, we do have, looks like a power shot there, freezing down a couple of Guardian tanks there and a multi-gun turret there. Green does have a good number of these Peacekeepers. That's got the multi-gun turrets there. Not going for a big crush movement. His teammate does use point defense drones. Giving these Guardian tanks a little bit extra health. The other armor facility now being flooded on the field. All this infrastructure is going down. Does get a fully automatic multi-gun turret there. Getting some great damage there. Now using rhetorical fuel. His teammate does drop on in with these Mecha Tengus. Getting some great damage there on all those Peacekeepers. Multi-gun turret still firing away. They want to be de-garrisoned to get the missiles fired against these vehicles. And everything does go down there. Green has hold, but does lose quite a bit there. Striker VX is advancing on forward. And a couple of these Apollos are going down. We do now have some tanks we've seen a bit of fire. Got multiple tsunami tanks here. Up north we've got these jet Tengus flying about. All forces here and there. All of them are sort of just posturing, defending, getting ready for another attack. Up here we do have Orange. Does lose a jet Tengu there. Blue has a small force here, but so does Orange. Magenta now bringing his big swarm of jet Tengus flying about. Ready to jump on in. Is there any Striker VXs on the way? Maybe one or two. Chopper being pushed. We do have some Chopper VXs from the other player now advancing forward. Gets good damage there on these tsunami tanks who are trying to run away. We got some Bullfrogs by his teammate and some Apollos here. We got a big assault by all three players on this northern player. Yellow's trying to rotate up there with a big number of Javelin troops there. We got some dual-wielding hammer tanks now. Does take out one dual-wielding hammer tanks. Only one dual-wielding hammer tank remaining. Well, does get transformed there, trying to get some good damage on in. Does have a multi-gun turret here. His teammate has to let out some multi-gunner IFVs here. Does freeze down one of the jet Tengus. And now the multi-gun turret will be frozen down. Let's get shattered there. We do now the armor facility that's going down. Got a bit of damage there. Does take out some of these multi-gunner IFVs. They're the only thing remains for Orange. Not sure where Orange's MCVs maybe at. There it is. Pulling out Naval Yard and a Defender Corps. Anyone get out power plant or two, but it's probably going to lose this very soon. Do now have a Mirage tank here to support out his teammate. He needs to get that force over here. He's losing some more of these infrastructure. Down south or mid, we do have Cyan advanced forward, hitting Green hard. So Green is holding the line, but can't really deal with the air forces right now. Some Javelin or some of these tank plus getting some good damage on in as well. The MCV's prone to being killed off, trying to build out something big. I'll just sort of refinery for right here. I think what it was canceled out. I think it was exploited out of the field. His teammate Striker VXs does get some good damage there. That doesn't do. Better hit the vehicles, not the infantry. I suppose the infantry is all that remains, though. Now all that remains is infantry. Now everything all remains is now infantry. For real this time. Orange has a lot of expansions down the field. He's going for more naval force, has paired Defender Corps. He needs some more power plants. Hammer takes a push way forward, leeching down some of these multi-gunner turrets. Now we've got a good number of Mirage tanks here. If he gets kills on the Mirage there, his teammate does use the Emperor's Rage onto them. Does lose one of the Mirage tanks, but does take out everything else. Even a veteran and elite Mirage tank. Over here we do have, looks like a bit of harassment there from these Mecha Tengus. Up here we've got another Naval Yard and Ore Refinery by Orange. Just suspicious trees and rocks there, nothing much. Chopper VXs, good number of Jet Tengus there. Sign has a decent ground force as well. And now I got this Ore Collector receiving a bit of fire as well. Starting to back on off and avoiding additional damage. Okay, no Mirage tanks here. Got a handful of Flak Troopers here, but Flak Troopers are not so great for some Mirage tanks. Mirage tanks do decently well versus infantry. Teammate has pulled out Motogon turret there to save him from these Mega Tengus. Both those Mega Tengus have gone down. They got a Cryo Blast or Cryo Shot being deployed on field. Got a Athena Cannon deployed on as well. Got another Cryo Blast being deployed on field. Or is that full Cryo Cannon? A little bit close, I think it's more Cryo Blast. Does get a freeze down on one of those Mirage tanks there. I think he does have a Mirage Cannon. Yes, it's the fully heroic one that has the Mirage Cannon. Or Prism Cannon, I should say. Now I got the fully heroic Hammer Tank with Prism Cannon there. It does become Athena Cannon as well. Best turn off the Leech Beam on the Athena Cannon one. Best keep the Prism Cannon there on leeching as well, like he is. He does lose the Prism Cannon one. The Athena Cannon hasn't fired yet with the Athena Cannon. There we go. Now you realize he has an Athena Cannon. It's cash bounty on those structures as well. What on earth is Orange's infrastructure? Sorry, I just saw that mini-map and I got really confused, like, what is all that? Orange is now deployed out Psionic Decimator. He does have a couple of naval yards as well. He may want to go for a whole bunch of tsunami tanks to go onto land and support his teammates. Yellow's getting gutted right now. Cyan's doing a good job with his advance. It's significant damage there. Magenta has a small reserve of defenses. Starting to nano-deflect, advancing on forward. That's got a sentry gun deployed on the field as well. That's gonna kill there on the Mirage tank, and there we do have a nice flanking Prism tank there against good damage onto these infantry forces. Does have a Prism cannon there, but does hold back Cyan's assault for now. Blue, however, has gutted Yellow. What does Yellow have left? MCV's right there. Does have a power plant. Will have one less ore refinery, has an oil derrick. I wonder what economy he has left. Yellow, I believe, yeah, this is Yellow. Yellow has 8,000 credits in the bank, so he can rebuild. Orange has a lot of infrastructure on the field, including now some Shogun battleships. Here, Shogun battleships providing him broadside. He may want to get out some Sea Wings, help provide some anti-aircraft escort. Couple Yari mini subs wouldn't hurt as well, just maintain minimum range escort. Oh, Cyan got completely knocked out of the game? I was not paying attention to that. Cyan's completely out of the game. I thought Cyan had a bit more infrastructure. Yellow has very little left. You're not got these Shogun battleships can provide some shore bombardment. And a bit of trouble there, trying to leech down Yari mini subs. What weapon does Shogun battleships give hammer tanks? I have no idea. Hopefully it's not a whole turret. I know if you get a leech down a aircraft carrier, you get a single-use aircraft carrier drone. Ooh, this heroic Athena cannon could go down. I think that was frozen earlier. And a bit of trouble with shore bombardment at the moment. Blue's cleaving to the space. Yellow has expanded down here, very nice. Blue is eyeing to expand into his opponent's space, apparently. This was Blue's base up here. Yellow does pull out a Motogun turret here, hitting Blue's construction yard. He needs to pull out a barracks, so I'll get out engineered for repairs. Or just abandon that region. We have a reactor blow down the field. We've got a lot of bears out at sea. Best way to stop the sea bears from attacking is to draw a circle. We got a tower core, a defender, wave force defender core. Does take out that power plant there. Shogun battleships hitting these tsunami tanks. Orange is now low in power. He may want to sell off something. He's going to get hit. More power plants getting hit. That's even before the Wave Force Tower even deployed on the field. So that's not a good position right now. Trying to leech down these Shogun battleships, getting some great health regen. And let's see what weapon he gets. He has a Terror Drone there. And he gets an Apocalypse tank cannon. That looks like an Apocalypse tank cannon. Let's keep an eye on it. Oh no, it does fire a full Shogun battleship volley. It has the same model as Apocalypse tank cannon, but it has that Shogun battleship barrage. It may not have the same range, but it does have the orange effect like if it was heroic, because he is heroic. The Prism cannon doesn't really have that effect, but either way. Got a lot of Sea-Wings here, though they're pretty small right now. Blue still has an ore refinery there. It has some income coming on in. I'm not sure where his MCV may have went. He may have lost his MCV. Yeah, I think Blue actually lost his MCV, so he's just down to his ore refinery. It's better to make sure he doesn't lose that. Him in the game is actually probably a good idea, so he can micro that force. Green, it's not very good at microing his force. Does lose all those Prism tanks there. Or Mirage tanks, I should say. Got an aircraft carrier, getting some sorties. Yellow is starting to blow out his navy. Does have this expansion. Did he never lost this one? Must have lost that one, right? That has to be recently rebuilt, right? Orange is low in power. 6 seconds remaining on the Psionic Decimator. That could, well, decimate a single army. The Shogun battleship hammer tank is right here. Final squadron being put on the field. Probably just level 1. Does take out the Chopper VX there. Tsunami tank, all that remains. It does get a good hit there on the Psionic Decimator. Orange still has economy coming on in. Has at least 2 refineries, though this one's down 6,000 credits. More power generators here, and now the Psionic Decimator is ready for firing. Let's keep an eye on it. We have an army here. Oh, he uses it somewhere. Right there. Sorry, I missed it. But does get some good infrastructure damage. Does some much better targets, but of course, that may not be scouted out. If we turn on Fog of War, this is what they see over there, so they don't see all those airfields. So that may have been the best target they would be able to see.
VX, all systems green.
We're doing all the Sea-Wings now moving around. Orange has expanded out over here. Tank Buster Ambush. Is it Sleeper Ambush? Tank Buster Ambush? I always forget the exact name. Tank Buster Surprise? Sleeper Ambush. It is Sleeper Ambush. It's Terror Drone Surprise, not Tank Buster and Surprise. It's more or less the same thing, right? Do now the Sea-Wings engaging on in, get some good damage there onto these Pyrocopters, taking them all out. He does have good anti-aircraft escort for all of his Shogun battleships. There are currently 4 of them here. Tank Busters getting some good damage there. They're going to get overrun by a bunch of bears and Vindicators. I think the bears could have easily handled that. Didn't need to use all those bombs. Does have 3 airfields here, and those are sentry bombers. I love seeing sentry bombers because you don't really see them much often. Agenda has some Yari mini subs here. Going to need a lot more Yari mini subs. We do now have all bears trying to assault these Shogun battleships, forcing Sea-Wings to take flight. The Sky Wings are getting some great damage on them because they have more of an anti-infantry weapon, and does go ahead and ram that Yari mini sub. Did not stand a chance. Do not have that Warfighter going down. There goes that Riptide. Excuse me. Do not have these hydrofoils there with a good escort as well. That's what the hydrofoils in particular. Nothing in particular, like those aircraft carriers. Shogun battleships will now be able to take out this Navy Yard no problem, and maybe it'll shore bombardment in this region. Armor facility. Now we're seeing quite a bit of damage there. Sentry bombers coming in. There could be great collateral damage onto these Shogun battleships. Does get some good damage there. Does finish off one with the final voyage. Sky Sea Wind's getting some damage there. Got fresh sentry bombs there. It may be a good idea to split up the sentry bombers against multiple targets, so you don't exactly overkill them. There's a good chance you get a lot of overkill there. Does get some splash damage there on those Sea Wings. Sentry bomber does escape out of there. Does get another Shogun battleship. Heroic One's getting some good shore bombardment there. You may not be aware of these airfields. Just that was 4 sentry bombers dead on the deck. And I think there was also a Peacekeeper load up one of them as well. Or that may have been just the one that came out of the airfield and got killed off himself. But losing all those sentry bombers, holy crap. You're now Final Squadron being put on the field. It looks like a Final Squadron X, the level 2 one, whatever exactly it's called. Get some good damage here on the aircraft carrier. Striker VX advance forward, does get the weapons jam, and does pick up on the hydrofoil there with his own corpse. Takes out a refinery there. Got another wave of Shogun battleships there. He does lose his Shogun battleship, probably to the Vindicators. And now it looks like this Magenta is back in the game, gave all the infrastructure to Green. Now he has 2 factions of technology. Red's Silent estimated still has 2 minutes remaining. And Green does back up the game now. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Something I want to double check first. Sorry, I just want to check on the YouTube live stream. One moment. Oh, no. Sorry about that. For some reason, I'm just a little bit confused by his messaging, so I was thinking maybe he did a super chat and then didn't see it because I may not pull it back on the chat. I don't know how super chats work out with that chat window because nobody's ever super chatted me yet. I forget which one that was. So I'm not going to delete any of them just yet. Let's go to Caravel. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn bottom left side as the blue allies, we have Fanzi. Spawn in the middle, green Soviets, we have green Alert, who chose random. And looks like in the center of the map, these 2 players are actually allied rather than this cross like here, here, and here, and here. So Spawn as the yellow Soviets, we have Berlim Set. I have no idea what that is. And Spawn as the red Soviets, performing time for pressure cranes. We have Gate 1, Spawn on top right side as the orange random Empire. We have Leha, and Spawn as this magenta Soviets. We have 4 Uva, 4 Alo. So, wait, we have no allies this game. Finally, a fair game. There's actually a lot of Soviets. And, wait. It seems weird off to me. What's the credits like? Okay, credits seem normal. I was wondering, is this some sort of increased credit game? But nope, it's just me being stupid. Seems a lot of extra power here. Both of these Soviet players went for 2 power plants. I don't know why, that seems a little bit off to me. You got 2 oil refineries not being put on the field. Magenta and green are now tingling out. Does have, some conscripts here. Duke, of course, got 1 empire up here and down, or up here and down there. We got some mag mines being thrown, and he does have an engineer here. But that sprint did not save him. He was so close, right? All he had a couple more feet, then he would be on solid stone land as opposed to solid stone bridge. Or not so solid stone bridge. You have great roars coming out. Magenta getting some great crushes there with the MCV. And we do got the garrison's being cleaned out. Does crush one of the conscripts as well. Magenta conscript does go down. Does claim both these garrisons. He needs to pull some Molotovs cleared out. Does throw some Molotovs there. Clears out one of the garrison. Bear does eat the other conscripts. Does take out both those conscripts there. Eats another conscript there. And now he will be gunned down after eating another conscript. We do have a burst drone here. Gets destroyed before suicides. We have now these Molotovs raining on in. Takes out another garrison. Now got Sickle here to camp this barracks. He needs to stop building conscripts. He does get inside this garrison, but these conscripts are getting gunned down and cleared out by the Molotovs. Molotovs not being thrown there. Terror drone now eating the conscripts. Heard the bear was eating good, so the terror drone wouldn't get in. You now have blue and orange already engage each other. Does have this engineer advancing on board. No engineer over here. And red and yellow are just being nice and peaceful on the center of the map. While team blue and green and purple and orange are really at each other. Megatango does go down there. Imperial Warriors also go and get inside the garrison there. Very nice. Does manage to gun down one of the Imperial Warriors. We do got tank busts here, so this garrison will go down very shortly. If he clears out these Imperial Warriors on the ground, he can perhaps Bonsai Charge in this one, clear out that garrison. Though the Bonsai Charge probably on cooldown. Guns down another conscript there. These conscripts did some good work. Now do have a line of walls there being plucked by Magenta. Do have a naval yard pull up by Magenta here, but Yellow's going to say no to it. Got a naval yard by Yellow here. And now have a Yellow expansion. Another ore refinery going on up. Looks like this Tesla core has been completed by Magenta. We got some walls here, building off his teammates' walls. We got an engineer here. You can sell off a wall so I can well escape. Ore collector up here, alive, not exactly healthy. Magenta's MCV is advancing forward. His teammate does come swooping down. Picks off that ore collector there. And now we've got this MCV moving down south. We do now have the ore collector receiving a bit of fire. And the Mecha Tengu does see a bit of damage there. Trying to go for auto discharge there. Does get some good damage. Could come over the Mecha Bay to save it, or get it repaired at least. And now the Magenta MCV does get infected there. He needs to fall back. He does not have a Crusher Crate. Can health crates destroy air drones? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. I think it's going for the health crate. Wait, where did that health crate go? Am I going crazy? Wasn't there a health crate there? I think I'm going crazy. Now these Mechatank is starting to go down, being picked on off. MCV is making his way back up north. Okay, I'd have to be going crazy, right? It's official, I'm going crazy. But I think I already knew that. We got these Mechatangus advancing on forward, trying to teammate himself some wall settings there so we can hit that one. MCV is trying to drive all the way up north to his teammate's Mecha Bay, who's on the far side of the base to boot. And we've got green still being harassed. Blue has expanded up north there. Does have this MCV up north as well. Orange has some various structures garrison. Has expanded up here. Orange has not expanded just yet. Red is backed out of the game, so giving all this infrastructure to Yellow. Jeez. Yellow's going to be swimming in cash. And now we have this MCV sort of standing there. He needs to get up to his teammate's space. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. Wait. He built up those walls there. Where's his Crusher Crane? He built those walls, right? Oh, and used Natasha to fill up the territory there. I think that's technically an exploit. Because I know you can do the same thing with dolphins, and that is technically classified as an exploit. Since Natasha does do line damage like that, you can do stuff like that. Kills off Natasha. Where is... Oh, Magenta's Crush Crane's way up here. Now satellites coming in. The engineer does repair up the MCV. And now the MCV is going to try to crush some of these forces. Does get his Warcrafter killed off there. Trying to go for a sentry gun. Sentry gun going on up. Of course, nobody there nearby to hit it for wrench to make it build faster. Let's finish off Flak Trooper there. Takes out the sentry gun before it gets completed. Does lose the ore collector over here as well. Needs to get that rebuilt. Does have his oil derrick down there, providing some income to work with. Tesla Coil is still alive here as well. Now got Orange advancing forward, trying to get some damage there onto the instant generator. There is random crates, so there's a bonus crate there, a veterancy crate. Let's get a kill there. MCV is coming in forward, trying to get some crushes. This Warcrafter has been rebuilt. This one has not, or it's been recently redestroyed. Orange advancing down south. It's not looking good for Orange and Magenta. They really have nothing in the field at the moment. Does transform in tide and avoid the transform. Orange camping the blue a little bit. Now there's some bullfrogs here. Does get a bit of harassment going on. Does take out a couple of one of those Mecha Tengus. And the rest of the orange Mecha Tengus will go down. We need to evaluate Yellow. Yellow has an absurd amount of defenses, playing Ultra Turtle. I don't blame him. He is expanded out through every single naval expansion, barring this one. There's a Sputnik for that. Yellow's going to have a surge economy, and Magenta and Purple are basically pushed out the game. Green's not doing too great. We're seeing a lot of damage from Yellow's Kirovs now. Luckily, this team has a big swell of Mecha Tengus. It does take up both those Kirovs, but does lose expansion there. Green does have expansion here, so it's his primary base there. Magenta's Tesla Coil there is preventing from Green expanding out down south. Green does expand over here, trying to get out some more his own Tesla Coils. And his MCV is now infected himself. He does have a Crusher Crane here. There'll be a long drive over there. Orange and Blue is still engaging each other up here. It does kill him off before getting inside the garrison. You have a cash crate here, which can give any player 1,000 credits. We got satellites running on in as well. I would say deploy out conscript to grab that cash crate. Green's MCV is still driving back at home. Blue is focused on Magenta's MCV does take it out. Still has a Crusher Crane up here, but no economy up here. You have now an Apocalypse tank here. Does grab himself a heroic Jet Tengu, but now we're going to see his own V4 fire. Does eat that Jet Tengu there. Now Green's base is getting really gutted. He's down to just a oil derrick. Yellow is expanding right there. Yellow is becoming a massive threat. Every single player on the map needs to focus on Yellow. Let's just take a quick look at what we see. This Empire player, Blue, has 1,000 credits. I don't think has a main, yeah, still can go for Mecha Base. Does have a nanotech mainframe core. There's some Kirovs, a big, large number of Kirovs here. He needs to get these Jet Tengus up there. It's going to take a long time to kill those guys off. Stop hitting orange. Stop these Kirovs. Let's see, player number 2, which is
A site must be secured.
Orange, or yeah, it is orange. Seeing a lot of fire there, seeing quite a bit of damage, low in power, his MCV is about to go down, so has a Mecha Bay. Yellow has a Iron Grenade and Vacuum Floater, by the way. Yellow has 17,000 credits in reserve and display out mass Kirovs. No armor war factory, maybe once that fixed, has a large number of barracks. And purple has basically nothing. Even less now with this because they're now yellow's Kirov's not hitting them. They should really stop fighting each other and gang up on yellow. Because they're still fighting each other while there's Kirovs spawning and bombing them. The Zelda War Factory there still has the Crusher Crane up north and the Battle Lab. These Bullfrogs will take a long time to finish off a Kirov. So, speaking about Kirov taking a long time to finish off, that one's finally been finished off. This Defender Corps needs to be anti-aircraft mode as well. We got Kirovs bombing Imperial Warriors. Orange is almost off the game. If he loses the War Factory, he is out of the game. And that is not enough for defense. And Orange is now knocked the game. He can, of course, still deploy out dojo units. I don't think he can use engineer to capture his teammates' items. Orange needs back out the game, or Magenta needs back out the game. Yeah, either player needs back out the game to give their infrastructure to their teammate. Kirov finally went down here. Green still in the game. This still has an oil derrick. I have no idea. Green has a flag trooper here. There's Green barracks. Does Green have his MCV still alive? Maybe not. Magenta's about ready to get knocked out of the game. Sure, he has some scattered forces there, including some Apocalypse tanks. Orange could build mass ore collector. And there goes the Crusher Crane. Yeah. The only thing that Team Magenta Orange can do is mass ore collect at this point in time. More chaos being pushed on in as Green spotted a Flak Trooper. And I believe this is Green's last structure as well. And Green does get knocked out of the game. There goes all those wall sickness, and there goes the oil derrick down here. So now it's basically a 1v1. I don't really consider Magenta Orange actually in the game anymore. He needs to get these Magenta Tengus properly retasked to these what's called Kirovs. Magenta, of course, still has a pair of, or a Apocalypse tank. Yeah, it does have 2 Apocalypse tanks, but that's not a lot. Striker VX is pushing way forward. They stopped hitting up here. Blue has a good hit squad of Yari mini subs, which could be useful. We've got Dreadnoughts now being put on the field. Blue's basically gutted. And these Bullfrogs get some great damage there, taking out all these Striker VXs. Let's take out one of the Bullfrogs there. We still actually got a V4 on the field. But right now he's severely lacking any sort of anti-aircraft. Just one Bullfrog. It is fully heroic. Both the Apocalypse tanks are veteran. Why is Blue trying to attack up here? There's nothing left. Just posting the fences. Honestly, even if Magenta try to advance out of this region, he'll get shore bombarded by those. Oh, looks like Orange does back the game, giving all the infrastructure to Magenta. He has 1 ore collector, 1 refinery. Just spam out ore collectors. Even Magenta advances over here, there's so many Tesla coils in this region that these Apocalypse tanks will not go very far. He does manage to find the MCV there. He maybe will kill off the MCV, which will be a pretty good pick. Though Red's MCV is still maybe in Yellow's custody. He still has a pair of crusher cranes as well. Good cash bounty there for yellow. V4 will start defusing these Tesla coils. One of these... Oh! Takes the V4 foolishly. Takes out that Tesla coil though. Back imploder and I'm still counting away. Yellow has a large number of Apocalypse tanks here. Is Magenta really going to try to kill off Blue? Is that seriously what's happening? I mean, why do you attack this region? He really hates Blue, doesn't he? Nobody did anything to Yellow. Yellow, I don't think... It was like, I think only Green stepped foot on this landmass with a couple flak troopers, and that's it. A good number of Jet Tengus for Blue. And Blue's base is being gutted by these Apocalypse tanks, or just idle there. No more Mecha Bay there. I think Blue still has a War Factory, not War Factory, Construction Yard. And Magenta's probably getting knocked out of the game. There's Magenta's Heroic Apocalypse tank there. There goes one Heroic Apocalypse tank there. Magenta's now out of the game. And now Blue only has a couple of some infrastructure here, some infrastructure there, no production. And here comes another wave of Kirovs. Probably a good idea to take out the Oil Derrick. Here comes Kirovs. They do get spotted there. Sub's doing a good job of cleaning up the NC. Oh, there's the other NCV. Iron Curtain is now available. Can't be used on Kirovs. Would have been useful on these Apocalypse tanks if they're still alive. And all the Kirovs have been shot down. Let's take a look at money. The Empire player has basically nothing. And the Soviet player has nearly 40,000 credits.
Wolfrock Transport open
Just
for business.
go for Mass Twin Blade. They're fast, mobile, and hit hard in a short amount of time. And just can go for a big number of MiGs to escort them. We're gonna go for some more flak towers. Does have a single flak trooper inside this lighthouse.
Wolfrock Transport open for business.
I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit because this game is basically over. There comes these Apocalypse tanks that will likely spill the Apocalypse for Blue. Oh, and the Iron Curtain actually went down in one of those engagements. Which would have been useful. These Apocalypse tanks received some fire. A lot of small fire. And they're not properly being tasked. There we go. They go and try for a crush move. They do transform out of there. The other Apocalypse tanks are just sitting there menacingly. Back imploder has been called in on this infrastructure there. May get whatever pops up on War Factory. I think it just got mini sucked into the vacuum implosion. Apocalypse tank does take up the ore refinery there. They take up this power generator as well. Apocalypse tanks advancing down south. Not an aggressive move, so they don't shoot everything they drive by. We've got more Apocalypse tanks here. He has a lot of credits he can throw at his opponent. That is not a Mirage tank. I don't know why that car just looked like a Mirage tank to me. Got some infrastructure here from the utilize. There's 2 mecha bays here. This one's unupgraded. This one is upgraded. He's trying to harpoon almost harpoon the MCV there. Got Striker VX here. That could be grabbed. Now he's just standing there. Another mecha bay, very nice. Got more bullfrogs there, very nice. Apocalypse Tank does go down. The bullfrogs roll, stand there. Gets great damage there. Now they're going to focus down. Very poor control by yellow. We got some Kirals being called on in as well. Does not take out that mecha bay. All the bullfrogs do go down. We've got these Kirals advancing forward, trying to hit the economy once again. And these will destroy this refinery. And they're not set to aggressive stance, and they just fly over. Sells it off. One of them gets gunned down, even though it wasn't going to go down. Apocalypse Tank going down. More expansions coming out by yellow. Very nice. Going for a lot of defenses. A lot of flak towers. Another wave of Apocalypse Tanks. As we get it on the airfield, we'll be taking it out. How has yellow not won? Apocalypse or Kirals now advancing forward. Got a couple Apocalypse Tanks over here. Sputnik will go down. Blue's now plan another refinery. This ore node has 2,000 credits. This one's depleted. Takes out one of the Kirals there. Another Kirov is starting to go down. Does get a couple bombs there. The other one's getting hit significantly. There's a good amount of efficiency on these forces. We'll get a couple bombs on the Mecha Bay. The Carcass may take it out. Does take it out there. Down to a power generator. Does have both these refineries going on up. Does actually have these refineries been reflecting the entire time for a significant amount of time at least. And there's only 5,000 credits, 5,500 credits left on that one. And of course got the seizure-inducing Chopper VXs getting some good damage there onto these Apocalypse Tanks. Empire Polaris, of course, scraping the bottom of the barrel, has no production at the moment. 62,000 credits. How have you not won? And how can you deploy all these Apocalypse Tanks and Kirov and somehow go up in money? Difference between good control and poor control. Let's fast forward a little bit. This game really stupid in my opinion. Got this Tank Buster sleeper ambush there. He has a large number of flak towers here. Does kill off the bullfrog. There's a good amount of efficiency on. Oh, they're all fully heroic. Takes out these MiGs as well. Good transform, good control by Blue. Tank Buster's getting some good damage there. I think he will lose some of these guys, these two, if he explodes. And due to the heroic efficiency on the heroic ones, doesn't have to lose any of them. Find some good harassment there. Vacuum Plotter now available. That can do some great work. All good idea is just to hit this infrastructure down here. And there goes a Mecha Bay core there. That's actually a pretty sizable loss, losing the Mecha Bay core. That's 2,000 credits. And his opponent has 2 depleted refineries. Managed to get some tank busters across the river, but they get bombed by Kirovs somehow. Desert Strike comes in a little bit too late. Didn't have to worry about that. The rest of these Kirovs are starting going down. Tank busters getting some great damage. They're taking all these bullfrogs. Great damage there. I'm just fast forwarding because it's getting really stupid how yellow has not won yet. These are bullfrogs, not apocalypse tanks, or hammer tanks, or anything that could shoot ground. Got spare ore collectors here, so he has replacement in case. We got satellites coming in. Empire MCV trying to get some crushes here. It's going to be a long time before he can plow Mecha Bay. He can use the MCV aggressively like this. He actually does have another pair expansion up here. This one's down to 250 credits. This one still has 13,000 credits. And he has maintained this oil derrick as well, providing a nice steady supply of income. The oil derrick over here has been killed off, so has this one. Does get an infect on this MCV. He actually has built on a Mecha Bay, which will prevent that MCV from dying to the aerodrome. He has more credits right now. What is he building? He's not building any infantry, he's not building tanks, he's just... You need more than just 3 airfields. Go for 7, 8 airfields. Go for a stupid amount that you don't think is correct, and that is still a good amount. More tank busters. That is one of the most powerful abilities that the Empire player can get. There goes that Chopper VX. There's a MiG camping here that could be quickly picked off. And here comes the MiGs. Does have some of these guys on the ground. Get some great damage to the Chopper VXs. Does take out all the MiGs, however, does not hit this Chopper VX. And does get off the airfield as well. Tank Buster's taking out the vacuum floater somehow. He can get that rebuilt. He probably should get that rebuilt and the Iron Curtain. He has plenty of credits, and he has a pair of crusher cranes, so he has production. We got a good amount of Air Force here. The MiG should be out in the air. Let's have some flak towers here for defense. MiGs are now getting on up. Does transform on the ground, but receive immediately Kirov bombs. Don't transform underneath the Kirov, kids. That was not good for your health. Because bombs are not good for your health. Just ask North Africa. A lot of landmines still there. Super reactor trying going up. Is he trying to blow up these guys with a super reactor? Kirov's being picked off by these various forces, not doing much once again. These Kirov's advancing forward with some MiGs to escort. Does gun down the conscript there. This Imperial warrior will get bombed. Here comes the Air Forces to spawn these Kirovs. So these Kirovs do go down. There goes that MiG. That Ore Collector may go down. I always forget how much health damage the Kirov does. It does land on top of that Ore Collector. They still have one good ore refiner up here, and I'm pretty sure he still has a spare ore collector. He can get that one on that line. MiGs do get shot down there. Fresh vacuum imploded upon the field. Twin blades getting gunned down. Ore collector actually assaulting the Soviets and not immediately being killed. How many credits does the Soviet player have? He has spent half of it. That's finally got a good number of bullfrogs. Just go for bullfrog stingray at the current rate. There's a single Kirov now advancing forward. We've got 2 more Kirovs over here. He's trying to pull out. Nothing at the moment. Another Kirov goes down. These 2 Kirovs advancing hopefully up north. This is where the majority of his economy is at. And we'll fly over all these bullfrogs, getting some severe damage onto them. But now the rest of these bullfrogs will be killed. It has to rely on Tank Buster and Aerodrome Surprise, but he's doing a good job of gunning them down before they advance. A cool sub getting some damage on it. Those transform to engage these twin blades. And there's so much veterancy in the Empire forces. They're doing some really good work. He has not been able to deploy any sort of proper counter of the Soviet player. Do literally nothing. Sorry to seem a little bit harsh on this, but the Soviet player has played this game so horrendously bad. He should have won this over and over a long time ago. Empire player is definitely showing great control over his units, that's for sure. Stuff like this, like, does get a mutual kill there, but it's not still a good idea to do mutual kills. You now have the super reactor being sold off there. Got a good number of Apocalypse tanks. Please get some bullfrogs for escort. He has not been maintaining a simple composition of bullfrog Apocalypse tanks whatsoever. Now all of these super reactors going down, past the bullfrogs not pushing up here. He's some good damage there on these. It blew up. Now the Apocalypse tank's going down, and that is Apocalypse tank on the queue. Now got a good number of Mechatingus on the ground, and here comes the MiGs. Now the Apocalypse tank can get some good damage there, but it's a little bit wounded there. Gonna be focused down. We got another Soviet MCV here. Why? Well, I can't really say for sure how active the Red Alert 3 community is anymore. I think a lot of people tend to get burnt out after the tournaments, and see a lot of tournament replays recently. We do now have him finally getting some sort of air superiority over here, able to focus on this Mecha Bay. There may be a Discord channel somewhere for Command & Conquer Red Alert, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm probably one of the worst people to ask for that. I don't know if there could be a Discord channel somewhere. Maybe some of the other Red Alert players have. This might be on all reason. I heard about that game, haven't really looked into it much. And you can put vacuum floater there. Takes out a lot of infrastructure there, including the MCV. The Empire player is now down to his last legs. He has one ore refinery, does have... Oh, he still has a mecha bay down here. He has a sneaky mecha bay and still has a good amount of... Relatively a good amount of economy for his standard. And he still has an oil derrick as well, so he can recover or continue pushing on how he is. His airfield's probably going down with all those MiGs on deck. How many credits does the Soviet player has? He's actually spent his reserve of 60,000 credits. 67,000 credits, I should say. Somehow, and yet he has really nothing to show for it. He threw away so many credits. The Empire player has been working with scraps this entire game. The majority of his income's now coming from this oil derrick. I think that far outpaces these depleted refineries by a significant amount. Does use an Iron Curtain, top the Iron Curtain, save the Iron Curtain. Now trying to go for a flak tower. Have we been teasing him using cash bounty to get some sort of refund? Taking out the power is a good idea. Right now, he doesn't realize the Soviet player has basically no money reserve. He still has more economy than his opponent because he has all these ore refiners still on the field. So going for this power is actually a good idea. It'll prevent his opponent from deploying out anything. Oh, thank you for, I think that's a YouTube subscription. Yes, it is. Welcome to the channel. Let's take out the Iron Curtain there. The biggest problem is the vacuum imploder. If you take out enough power for the vacuum imploder, then he can take out some other infrastructure. Do a good job with these Striker VXs. Is receiving some bullfrog fire and does take the time just to run away. And of course, thinks us. Oh no, he does not have MCV rebuilt, does he? No, he does get an MCV. If he gets this redeployed, he's able to pull out Sleeper Ambush to get out more tank busters, which is probably the most valuable thing you can do at the moment. And the heroic tank buster needs to take out that conscript. Now the flak tower here just might as well back off. Can't be losing these guys. Let the tank busters do their job. He still has 3 minutes before the vacuum imploder. He needs to find more exposed power. Leave the other infrastructure alive. Oh, he does go off that one. But if he leaves other infrastructure, he needs to start hitting more power. And with that, he will be able to get some... be able to take on that vacuum imploder, or at least stop it from firing. That's one way to kill off Terradromes. Use MCV as bait. What is the Soviet player doing? He has 9,000 credits, all from depleted refineries, since he has so many. Another Sleeper Ambush, very, very nice. Takes out the flak trooper there, but does find this Tesla coil a little bit too close. Takes out a good number of those tank busters, but now there's exposed super reactor there. He will lose his tank busters, but taking out this power could knock someone to low power. Does not knock him to low power. Does need to stay away from the flak towers. Transforms just to get away from the flak towers. Oh, pure bloom bombs. Now we can bring in some other protocols. And you can only stop the bloom bombs from retargeting. Can't stop them from coming down. And it's a full bloom bomb barrage. So go for the battle lab, no, go for the power plant. The power plant's much more valuable at this one time. He does not have the credits. Well, I suppose he does actually have the credits to utilize the technology in the back from the battle lab. Here's the battle lab with the precise number of bombs. And a lot of these do actually miss the power plant. So if players has 7,000 credits, but if the battle lab down, he's either going to rebuild that or just not utilize that technology. Goes from the ore refinery there. There's actually still 17,000 credits, so that actually is a good refining spot. This one is depleted.
Ready for the collection.
Up here, oh, this one sells 25,000, 22,000, 10,000, and 12,000. So we put these to expand up north up here. He has the credits for it. Single jet tank advance forward. There's actually opportunity from the land and start slowly picking away that super reactor. I pull out a flak tower there. And now the Iron Curtain is now available. And with the Iron Curtain available, he would definitely get the vacuum plotter shot off somewhere. Oh, there's a health crate. Blue needs to start finding those cash crates if he can. Vacuum plotter ready. Let's see it launch. Why is there multiple Sputniks? I don't even want to know. The yellow's playstyle is hurting my brain. He has MCVs, right? He has multiple MCVs, or did he lose them all? So those are 2 crusher cranes. Does get these twin blades now engaging, but does get annihilated by these heroic Striker VXs. This will be a good spot for the vacuum floater. That'll take out a majority of the Empire's economy. And maybe it'll take out some of these Striker VXs, but far too close, slow in the draw. Cool subs on at sea, so you're able to gauge these Mecha Tengus as they come out. He does not have the Mecha Bay upgraded. Vacuum Plotter is still available, so is of course the Iron Curtain. More Super Reactors. Yep, still scraping the bottom of the barrel. He can bring in a sleeper ambush. I mean, it's actually potentially relatively safe there. Actually, pretty safe to do it right there. Plus sleeper ambush. You do have 4 satellites available. You can also use Desolate Delta airstrike. I always forget as well, the level 2 one. Dual airstrike, not Delta airstrike. Orbital downpour being brought in somewhere. Being brought in down, the MCV is going to try to combine it. Needs to use the magnetic singularity along with it to EMP it. And sells off the MCV in time. The engineer says is having fun time right there. Sleeper ambush engaging over here, so it does sell off the MCV for a pretty sizable cash refund. He's going to get. He's immediately rebuilding the MCV. He needs those protocols.
Mecha Tengu, let's go!
Because that will probably provide the most amount of value for this entire game. That's a Sputnik. And the Striker VXS does spot the Sputnik there. These tank bombs are starting to clear out the land, but here they will find Tessacoil there. One of them does get electrocuted. Those Striker VXs, are they still alive? At least 2 of them. He may have lost 1. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Does get engagement over here. And seizure warning. Does got that refinery. And it looks like no more replay buffering there. You have these twin blades now engaging or being engaged. Magnetic singularity being pulled out somewhere. That does not hit aircraft. You can always bring the Desolator to strike on top of the ore collector. He may have a spare somewhere. Oh, we got balloon bombs running on in. Very nice. I still say he should be eyeing hit this opponent's economy repeatedly now. Not economy, power. This will force him to spend money on power and allows him to delay the vacuum imploder from hitting again, because that thing still poses a big threat to blue. Let's get a power generator up as well. Not sure what went down there. Kraken VX is advanced on forward. We've got a pair of Ink Busters in the ground there. Got two Heroic Chocolate VXs here. Of course, the replay is not buffering. Yellow has expanded up here. Wait. Yep, that's definitely replay buffering a bit too long. There we go. Because that stuff was invisible. Empire does actually have a small reserve of resources. Trying to play close to chest. Does have the Twin Blades scouting around. Does have... What was... You're fighting against Empire. You're not going to get that off.
A site must be secured.
More satellites raining on in. He does have the Sleeper Ambush off cooldown, I believe. And a level 3 satellite, the International Space Station, crash lands. Yep, Sleeper Ambush is available. He does still have a good amount of credits as well stored up. The Soviet player is now back at 10,000 credits.
Bullfrog transport open for business.
MiG, ready to rule the skies.
Yeah, some bullfrogs, very good. More power plants going down. He still has 800 spare power. Is that the right term? Spare power? Either way, he has a lot of spare power in case power generators do go down. When the MiG gets quickly shot up there, fresh set of tank busters there. Now got multiple mega bays now on field. Vacuum imploder now available. Immediately launches over here, I believe. Right on top of the MCV. In order to repair this all up, it may be a good idea to pull out Instant Dojo and get out some engineers for that. Or pack up the MCV and grab a health crate. Might as well use it. And MCVs pick up health crates in general. Speaking of which, is there any other crates on the field? There's a money crate. That's definitely worth picking up. That's 1,000 credits. Don't see any other crates on the field. Oop. But those are bullfrogs. Also, I thought I saw a health crate. No. This tank buster can get some damage on the low ground. Or does not take out that ore collector. Gets zapped. Point defense drone there. I believe that's a magnetic singularity. Of course, bullfrogs can't really utilize that effect. Striker VX now pulling on field. We got a good number of bullfrogs, and the Apocalypse tanks advance forward. Has it finally get a proper task force? No, the bullfrogs just charging on in, dying one at a time. Allowing, once it takes out all the bullfrogs, everything's going to transform and engage. Does get a bit of cash bounty there. Does use an Iron Curtain on one of the Apocalypse tanks. You can't even get an Iron Curtain, right? I'm sorry, I'm really being really harsh on the yellow Soviet player, but he is playing this abysmally. Harpooning that Mecha Bay. And goes down. Hero off here actually gets some damage. It takes out the Empire MCV, but he still has 2 Mecha Bays for redeploying stuff. Now got a big wave of Apocalypse tanks, no Bullfrog escort. And now we're going to see these heroic Striker VX is relatively soon again, aren't we? Good to keep this actually damaged one there, allow him to focus down the healthier one, being slowed down by the damaged ones. He has a good number of Striker VXs now on the field. Kirov's now the same bit of fire from these Mechatengus. And Yellowbacks are the game. That game was stupid. I'm going blunt. It was stupid. How do you lose with that? You also play as Soviets. We also get reduced production as a protocol, which likely he had. I wasn't really paying attention to it. So, how? He had 60,000 credits at one point in time. Great job by the Empire player. How did the Soviets throw it so bad? Even a basic player would be able to spam out a large enough army just to overrun their opponent. This is Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And that's going to be my last replay for tonight. I'm getting a little bit tired, and that replay was just so stupid. Everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.